Horns up and welcome to another episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. We've got a great show for you guys today. We've got the kings of that's right, Gutslit from Mumbai are on the show today. And we're going to be cooking up something really delicious and really special for them. It's a dish that I call the Skewered Suar. And the Suar basically is the Indian word for pig. And we're going to be cooking up some delicious pork skewers, and this is based on my version of Moo Ping, which is a Thai dish which is basically pork skewers. So let's make that Skewered Suar now. Alright, so this dish is really simple, delicious and tasty, and it's just grilled pork basically, but the star of this dish is the marinade, and the three base flavors of it are coriander, pepper and garlic. So we're going to start making this marinade with a good generous portion of garlic paste. And what I've got here is a paste made from coriander root. And you can make this paste in the mixer, or you can make this marinade in the mixer, or you can use a mortar and pestle and go ahead and make it. So I've got the garlic, I've got the paste made from coriander stems. I'm going to add a generous amount of crushed black pepper, and of course if you're going to make this in the blender, you can just use whole peppercorns and use white as well as black peppercorns. Next, I'm going to put in some brown sugar. Now the original recipe calls for palm sugar, but since I couldn't find any, I've just used regular brown sugar. And to this we're going to add 1 tablespoon of soya sauce. You can use dark soya sauce. 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. And 1 tablespoon of fish sauce. So you mix all of this. And now we're going to add the last ingredient of the marinade, and this is what I call the star of the dish. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut powder. Now if you don't have coconut powder, you can just use about a 1/4 cup of coconut milk, and that works just fine. And the coconut milk will give the pork a delicious rich flavor. So make sure you mix everything in well so all of it is dissolved. So once you've incorporated everything in together, the marinade is pretty much done. Now we're going to prep our pork for this. Now I'm going to be using pork leg meat because, well, my butcher was out of shoulder meat, and in India we don't really get the back of the neck of the pork. So that is the ideal cut, the butt as they call it. That's the ideal cut for this, and you should be cutting nice thin strips. But if you can't get that, then you can use pork shoulder, or even pork leg is quite delicious. I would suggest avoiding the tenderloin because that is fairly lean and can dry out quite quickly. So you want to cut nice thin strips of the pork. And the key here is to let the pork marinate for about 24 hours so that all that delicious flavor can get into it. Now in India we don't get the best quality pork, so I stick to buying Yorkshire pork. So our pork is ready. Now we're just going to put all of that into our marinade. And just coat everything generously. So that's it. The pork is marinated, and all you need to do now is leave it in the fridge overnight. And remember, before you cook the pork, about an hour or two before, put in a tablespoon of cornstarch into that. And that will just sort of help make the pork nice and juicy, and they'll sort of form like this little coating around the pork, and of course that's what will keep it juicy. So that's the only thing to do. Now I've obviously marinated it beforehand and got a batch ready. So let's skewer up that suar. So here's some pork that I've pre-marinated. Obviously this was done last night, and as you can see I added the cornstarch so it's thickened up nicely, and we're going to skewer this now. So I'm going to use just some very simple bamboo skewers. And what I've done is I've soaked the skewers for a while so that they don't burn when they're on the grill. And you just take your skewer, and what you want to do is put that pork in. Almost like you would do this for a kebab, you know, like to get your nice long slices. And be careful when you skewer the pork, you don't want to injure yourself. You want to keep the meat as close to each other as possible. So now that we've skewered our suar, it's time to grill them. Now I'm going to use this grill pan that I have at home, but if you have a barbecue, by all means use that. Just going to pour some oil on the grill pan. Now you want to cook these on a sort of medium heat, because obviously the sugar in it can burn and you don't want it to become blackened pork skewers. You can hear that sizzle. So the skewers are ready now. They are well done and deliciously cooked. I'm just going to garnish it with some spring onion greens. So here's the skewered suar ready to eat. Now traditionally this is served with some jasmine rice, but I think this is delicious and can be eaten as is. You don't even need a dipping sauce. So I'm just going to wait for Gutslit to come and taste the skewered suar. Hey, and welcome back to Headbanger's Kitchen. My guests today are the pioneers of the dead grind movement in India. They are the kings of the slam chop mutton shop, and they've just completed a tour of Europe. I've got Gurdip and Aaron with me from Gutslit.
Hey, sir.
Hey guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell me all about Europe. How was the experience touring abroad?
It was brilliant, insane actually. The response that we got was mind-blowing. Beyond, like, we didn't expect to people to appreciate the way they did, and yeah, it was just a mind-opening experience, I think, because we saw what is out there, and it's like we tasted blood. So now we have to keep going back to there.
Nice. And how many shows did you guys do?
We played Obscene Extreme. We played Obscene Extreme main stage and the after party, and then we played Death Feast in Germany, and we played another club show with Catalepsy in Leipzig, in Germany itself.
All right. So that's a good amount of shows to start with, at least. And if you could just take us through the experience of each one of these shows.
Obscene Extreme, being the biggest grind party in the world, was brilliant. Like, there has been no show that can actually even come close to how the people there respond or they behave or how they are. It's a completely free for all show, like where you come and you can be whatever you want, you can dress up as whatever you want, and there are people with varied music interests. It's not even like, people just like come for one band or two bands. They're just there to enjoy. Like, they're drinking, they're eating, they're enjoying. It's a vegan fest, so they're having a lot of fun. He got enough food. So it was a brilliant experience. Obscene Extreme, it was mad. The after show was also again like a very good show. The way people enjoy in the mosh pit is another level altogether. Then after that, Death Feast was also brilliant. Death Feast was very intense, like high intensity packed show, like a lot of people from
yeah.
Was that also like a big festival? Or
yeah, it was a very
it's
a very nice festival.
Camping
They had limited the entry to 666 only. Yeah. So
that's
yes, yeah. But that was really nice. Death Feast earlier was an open air show. It scaled down to an indoor show now, and it was really brilliant. Like, the whole show, the whole setup, the way they have camps arranged up for everybody, even for bands and all, how the whole setup, the arrangement is, it's brilliant. Leipzig was was
The
I think
best
so the
gig.
best
Yeah,
gig
the
for
best
us
gig for us.
for multiple reasons. One was like we were traveling like from one end of Germany to the other, and we were like really tired. But then the moment you were there, you were in a dungeon. 1500 somewhere around
Quite
built
old, right?
dungeon, and it was brilliant. So you're walking through metal gates, how you have it in the prison and all, and there are chambers where there are stories of some people being held captive, and it was also an armory during the war and all. It was a brilliant place to be. The whole vibe was amazing.
And the people were the best part of that whole thing.
What hospitality, man. I mean, like you enter and the first thing they offer is like, yo, here's some nice buffet of some cold meat and cheese and beer, please enjoy, relax.
Yeah.
Then we're going to play a show. And we're like, okay. And the show was amazing. What a brilliant show. What sound. It was really amazing.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
The first gig I played with Triggers also, insane.
The only sad part was we had to leave immediately because we had to catch a flight from Czech Republic. But it was mind-blowingly insane, that show. We would love to go back again.
Nice. And obviously a lot of Indian bands don't know how these work. So what was the logistics like for y'all? Did you guys have a tour bus, or how did you travel from show to show?
There were different things all the time. Like when we went to Prague, we had our I have my friends there, who I know since a long time, because Obscene Extreme was something we were supposed to play 2 years back also. So I have my friends there. So then we met them up at the airport itself, and we took a train to Trutnov where the show was. Then from then on, we had maybe a taxi or people dropping us here and there. And on the way back from Death Feast to Leipzig, we had a friend who got his van for us. He got all equipment up for us, and then he dropped us. In fact, he dropped us all the way to the airport also in Czech Republic. He traveled all the way through the night, around I think so we left at around 12 o'clock in the night from Leipzig.
3 hours.
And 3 hours,
So we
3
did a full
a.m.
road trip.
he dropped us at the airport, and he himself was not well, but then he still he's like, I have given you my word, and I'm gonna do it, and it was really nice. So it was a mix of.
I think traveling over there is quite.
We did the
easy.
train, we did the planes between cities, we did the
So we-
the buses, the taxis,
From
everything.
Czech, we went to Amsterdam. We took a flight.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to Amsterdam also?
Oh, that was the break.
That was the pleasure trip?
Yeah.
Say no more. What happens in Amsterdam stays in Amsterdam.
Exactly.
So we went to Amsterdam. From there, we took a train back to Germany, and then so everything over there, commuting, I guess, is very easy. Just you have to figure out the money scene. Other than that, it's quite simple, I guess.
Was it tough lugging all your equipment around?
Yeah,
No, but one thing was good. Vlad, a friend who helped us out with everything, he took all our equipment from us at Obscene Extreme. We went to Amsterdam with hardly any
We
luggage.
didn't take our equipment.
Oh.
We took it directly to
And
Germany.
he took it directly to Death Feast, and he met us there. So it was like
So
hardly
we-
anything. He helped us a lot, so it
Though
was
his
really
bag
nice.
broke in the
Yeah.
middle, so we had to lug around one big suitcase.
Don't ask me.
Makes
30
sense.
kgs, 3 people carrying that suitcase, and the wheels were hot as fuck because they were dragging along on the road. So
Wow, that's quite crazy. And how was the audience response over there? And in terms of, I mean, is it anything like what we see back home here? Because obviously I have played abroad, so I know the difference. But to hear it from you guys, especially for the kind of scene you guys come from.
I think we we are metal, but we're actually not metal in front of them. Those
they
guys
are
know
another
their
level,
shit.
man. Another
Like
level.
even the girls know, they're talking about bands that I've not even heard of. And I'm like, yeah. And I think the people at Obscene, actually, we played the second day, and on the first day itself, we were walking through and we were just checking out the band, and people actually knew us, and they were like, "Are you guys from Gutslit?" And then they were like, "Namaste," and we were like, "Damn."
We met
Actually,
people
the
who-
turban worked a lot for us in our favor.
we met a few people who knew more about India than we do. They were oh, so this is the holy scripture about weed and how Lord Shiva and from Goa to South, and then this is the cuisine, and we were like, wow, you really have been to India. And many of them were like, yeah, we are coming back again. We do that quite often.
So-
In terms of the crowd response, as he said, the shows was brilliant. In terms of the merch sales and all, we sold out everything that we had.
Yeah.
100 CDs gone, more than 120 t-shirts gone. So and people were like last day, I was standing at the merch stall, somebody comes up to me and he's like, do you have a size M in this? I was like, sorry, sold out. Size L, sorry, sold out. So he's like, hey man, okay. I was like, I have only a double XL. Okay, I'll cut it out and stick it to my M. It's okay, give it to me. And then I still have a lot of messages on Facebook. They're like, I need 4 or 5 t-shirts for my friends here. Please send them to me and all. And we're like, okay, we just getting them printed. I'll send it across. So in terms of merch sale also was brilliant.
Awesome. So a lot of support, obviously, from
A lot.
And we made quite a lot of friends over there, and they actually keep messaging us on Facebook and stuff. So
Yeah, that's really nice.
That was,
That's really nice.
That's
nice
fantastic.
thing.
And obviously, I got to ask about the food in Europe. How was your experience? Obviously, with obviously next time being a vegan fest.
No, but
Is it a vegan
Yeah,
fest?
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
vegan
yeah,
fest,
It's a vegan fest, and trust me, the amount of vegan food you get there, you can actually compete it with the veg food you get in Gujarat. Like it's that much of good quality vegetarian food, and we didn't have to starve or anything at Obscene
We
Extreme also.
actually,
We ate more, in fact.
It was actually good food. It was not
Very
even
good
bad
food, very good
And,
food. They had, like-
Pratik had a ball.
Yeah.
Because
No,
nothing.
even we like the pizzas were
And,
good.
yeah, there was
The
this thing
gnocchi
called-
was good.
There was this thing called langos. So it's like this batura, maida kind of thing with cheese.
And ketchup. So basically, it's like a flour dough. They deep fry it like a bhatura, and you like spread ketchup on it, like some nice
That
sriracha sauce
we
if you
ate a
want
lot.
some spicy thing, and you put some lot of cheese on it, and you can just have it, and
It was insane.
Wow,
It's the best thing.
it was-
Like we ate that.
and it was very affordable. Czech Republic was
$2.
very affordable. Like for us, like when we found this place for our meat love. We ended up eating meat fondues. We ended up eating venisons and beef mega steaks, like the biggest one they could fit in a plate. And we
Yeah,
had some
quite a
insane food.
And
insane
it was
food.
damn cheap. Czechs quite cheap actually.
Germany was little expensive. Germany.
So we ate this one, some goulash.
Yeah.
And I mean, I swear to God, it tasted little good, but it smelled like a toilet. Like me and Roy, we ate it, and this guy was like, "It's damn good, and you should try it out," and it was excellent. So we like, and it was like, oh. No, only that. But other than that, all sausages and all.
Sausages were brilliant. Like we always ended up finding good places to eat. I don't know why. We met some Pakistanis there who ran a pizzeria just besides the Death Feast venue. So the owner actually came up to us and he met us and he was talking to us in Hindi and Punjabi. He was so happy to see some Indians. So we found an ice cream vendor, and we all love ice cream for some reason. So we found an ice cream vendor and he actually gave us like a bucket, like yo, take it for free. Like it's absolutely
He
fine.
was a Pakistani.
He was so happy to see us. He was like like please, like like I'm really happy.
Stickers, he put it on.
He put it on his ice cream truck. Gutslit stickers.
Oh, so in Germany we will find an ice cream vendor with
Yeah,
Gutslit
with
stickers.
Gutslit
That's quite.
That was
epic.
good. Amsterdam also was good. The doner kebabs. Oh, they introduced me to the doner kebabs, and wow, what kebabs, man.
Nice. And did you eat anything out of the ordinary? Any weird meat or any weird? Food?
That goulash was quite weird. That was the weirdest thing, but the quality of food over there was.
It's brilliant. Like we had some amazing stuff at the airport also, the Czech Republic airport, like with Prague. What amazing! Like you just walk in and it's damn cheap. It's hardly like you're paying 150 rupees and you're getting a slice, this big slice of like like beef and pork, like which is like nicely marinated, like a full like a tenderloin slice of that in a burger bun. And that is the only place where I saw the burger bun is smaller than the slice of meat.
Wow.
And it's like actually coming out and we're like, wow.
The fact that he talks like this because he's a chef. So
Yes, that I know, and we'll get to that soon. Alright, so obviously Europe was awesome. And are you guys looking to tour Europe again anytime soon? Can your fans in Europe expect a return?
August 2015 for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Alright, so let's talk about Gutslit now. I'm curious to know, how did you come up with the name and when did you start the band?
2007 around October, September, October, it was around that time. And the name Gutslit was recommended by our a former vocalist, the original guy, Nikhil Alag. He thought of the name, and Daniel and me were damn cool with it. It was really a nice name. So earlier it was just Nikhil, Daniel, and me. So that time we just started off around that time. So then slowly and steadily that's how it worked out.
Okay, so you guys also were at one point playing with a drum machine,
Yeah, the problem was we couldn't find a good drummer. Like we had Rajiv in the start with us, who was the fourth member in the band. Nikhil and Rajiv had also played in Hexar before, and me and Daniel were kind of neighbors with the same guitar tutor and all. So we met up, and then I met Nikhil online, and then we decided to jam together. And the band flew, it came around really nice. But Rajiv had to fly out. He had to go to UK and all for his work scenes. So he went off, and we couldn't find a good drummer. And there were two options. Either you just call it a day and form some other band with some other people, because there's nobody who was ready to play this music. And forget this music, they were not even aware of this music. A lot of people we met in Bombay especially, they were like, what is this? What is this? Kill your mother, rape your dog? What is dying fetus? They were that surprised. So at that time, then the two options, one was give it up, or the other one was let's get programmed drums or we invest in a drum machine and get it up on stage. That time we didn't have that much money, so we programmed the drums, put it up on an iPod, simple as that, and on stage and even on like on record and all, we were doing that. Then we found Abhishek Nandi, and then it just happened then on.
And how did you come to join the band, Aaron?
I think this was around the time they were supposed to go to Obscene for the first time. So that time Misery Index was playing, and I told Barve, bro, I'll give you my skin, just get it signed by Adam Jarvis because we're a fan. So that happened, and then after a week or so, I came to know that these guys were not coming, and something had happened with Nandi's.
Abhishek Nandi, he lost his father, so he had to go back to his hometown, which is like right at the edge of West Bengal and very close to Assam. So network and communication was like a really struggle that time, and he was in a shock because his father had committed suicide. So it was like not a natural death, like it was really upsetting to us, and we really felt bad for him. So he went, so we were also like, okay, you take your time. So he was there with with getting everything back together at home. Then Aditya had his passport issues, so he couldn't manage to get that going. So Obscene got canned. Then we finally realized we have to go somewhere. So then Abhishek, after a few months, he was like, I doubt I'll be able to come back. So we started the drummer hunt, and then came across.
Yeah, and
so Aditya, I think so, introduced us to Aaron.
I had already told Barve that I was interested in playing for Gutslit because it's the kind of music that I like playing. Because I used to play like that in Bloodshed.
Oh yeah,
earlier band.
yeah, that was really nice.
I love death metal, I love blasting. So I told him, and then I think in the first jam itself I learned 2 songs, 2 or 3 songs, and I think I did well at that point. And they were. Then I think everything is just.
And that time it was a different intensity of jam. We all were free. We used to end up jamming thrice a week, and we had the Bajao NOC, and we had John's jam room also. That was really nice. We all had time to just sit down and do it.
And plus I was playing with Providence at that point,
and he worked quite hard, to do everything.
As a drummer from Bloodshed, while after joining Providence, I'd become really good and better than what I was, and then I became better than once joining Gutslit. So both the bands have actually helped me.
Yeah, this guy has worked his ass off, man, for that.
Becoming a good drummer.
Very cool. Yes. And obviously, Gurdip, you've had a lot of lineup changes in Gutslit. Yeah. You are, I think, the only surviving member of...
Surviving? It sounds like endangered, man.
Well, when I say surviving, I mean the only still playing in Gutslit. So how easy or hard has it been to keep the band together, and did you at any point think that, okay, this is not Gutslit anymore, and I should start with a different name or something? Like that?
For some reason I never felt that this is not Gutslit anymore, but there were times when I actually decided okay, let's call it a day, and it's not gonna happen, especially when Daniel left. It was like somebody just pulled my heart out from me, because that guy was like family to me. I've practically grown up with him. My music life, he was kind of my neighbor. So we used to meet up almost every day. We're chilling together, drinking together. So you know how that kind of a bond you have, the brotherly bond I had with him. And he just left, and I was like, wow, is it that easy to leave? And it really hurt me a lot. So that time the album was recorded, obviously with you, and we got it mastered. Everything was done. The label deal was taking a lot of time. So I told Ankit, who was kind of helping us throughout all the I think so probably out of the 7 years, 5 years he's been there with us from Delhi, Ankit Sinha. So I told him Baba, I can't do this anymore. Let's call it a day. Then these guys were no man, you can't just we can't just quit, and even they were what the fuck, this is not how it's supposed to be, man. We worked, they worked a lot. Aditya worked a lot, I worked a lot, everybody's worked a lot in this band, and you're and I couldn't take a decision on my own, okay, just done. So that was the most difficult part. But then again, we found Pratik, the album, the label deal worked out brilliant, and we got 2 labels now. We got Gasly and from Japan, and we got Coyote from Russia. And so that was brilliant. Step by step things started improving, and Pratik, a brilliant guitarist, he picked it up really well, nailed them. In fact, at Obscene and all the European shows, he was nailing Daniel's parts like an ace. And the new songs that he's made are mind blowing.
Insane.
So it's really nice. It's really nice.
So do you think this ever works against you, just having one guitar player, especially given that you had Daniel for so long, and he sort of, I think, was one of the main songwriters?
Yeah, completely. I've always given the credit to the guitarist.
So how do you see the Gutslit evolving now, with obviously the new guitarist Pratik filling in? Is there going to be a drastic change in style, or is he going to try and do what Daniel did earlier in the band?
See, I'll tell you one thing. It happens with every band. Like how Abhishek Nandi went and Aaron came aboard. What happens is a simple thing, that there is gonna be a change in style. There's gonna be a change in like intensity, power, or whatever you do, however you play your stuff. But the whole way that we are running, the whole mindset that we all four have is the same. Like we have, that is luckily a very good thing that we are running on, that we all think alike, we all know what we want, and we are like working together as a team. I've never had any problem in the band with anybody like who's been like no, I'm gonna do this part only, do whatever you want. Never. Like be it the vocals part or the drum part or the bass part or the guitar parts, nobody's ever like, they've been recommending, in fact, try this like to the guitarists. Like when we sit down to make songs, even though how much Daniel had contributed, we sat down with him and figured everything out, like okay, this is layers we can do, and all, like we can do this thing. With Pratik also the same thing. And as far as your question of one guitarist is concerned, that's how we have been, and trust me, it's more than enough. Like it just fills it up really nicely for us. We never like felt the need of having two guitarists. We never needed that. Even though there are bands who have two guitarists, no bass guitar, one guitarist, no bass guitar, no drummer, guitarist, vocalist, everything. Like in our music, the best part is like it's all about how you want to play it out. You don't have to limit yourself with somebody there or not there.
Alright. And you guys recently released your debut album, Skewered Suar. Which reminds me, I've cooked you a Skewered Suar. So, and before that you had an EP out. So, sort of what's been taking you guys so long to kind of get that debut going,
Same problem, like members changing. The EP was with, was at the time when Rajiv had left. Drum machine was there. So it was Nikhil, Daniel and me. Then the EP happened. Then Nikhil left, and then like Aditya came on board. Abhishek left, like Aaron came on board. Then we got the whole album going in place. It was like you're doing one song, but then somebody leaves, you have to do that song again. So it was not a matter of one song also. It was a matter of like around 4-5 songs. When Nandi left, Aaron had to come in. Then like another 4-5 songs, again Nikhil not there, and then this guy Barve coming in, and he's doing it. So ultimately it's all about like it's taking a lot of time to get everything back together again and again.
Right now it's the most stable lineup that we have.
Yeah, and that's good. Like it should. Like see, if the lineup stays solid in any band, it's very easy to make material. It's very easy to communicate and get things going. If anybody just leaves out of out of the blue, it creates a lot of problem, and it takes a lot of time. That's it. That's the only problem it takes.
That is true. Alright, so coming back to your music for a little bit, rumor has it that you write all the lyrics in the band.
Yeah.
So what kind of inspires these lyrics? Given that
what inspires more than that, it disgusts everybody around me. my friends they're like, really, like that's what it's running in your head, and my wife is like, seriously, like why didn't you tell me this before? And
it's quite disgusting, because I was doing the English and I was putting down the lyrics, and I was like, oh, this guy had some twisted childhood.
See, it's not. I had a quite a good childhood, man. See, I'll tell you something. Basically, it's what everybody has an evil part in them. Like everybody, there's never been a single person who would had not had a thought of hitting somebody or killing somebody, or even have said shit, that person should die. Somebody, sometime or the other, you have this hatred for, maybe in school you wish that this teacher should just fall or injure herself before exam and not come for the exam. It happens, man. People, it is a small thought. It need not materialize into something big. So there are people who actually gone ahead and done this. There are those psychotic murderers and killers who I've read about and watched discographies, all thanks to Nikhil and Daniel. I've been introduced to this whole spectrum, or okay, there are these killers who kill for a reason. There are these killers who are planned in the head. So that really wow, seriously, you are so particularly planned to do something. So that inspired me a lot. Imagine the mind of a killer. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, to imagine the mind of a killer. See, that's what I said. You can be good by heart or bad by heart, but ultimately what you execute. Even a good person can just fire around and kill somebody. It just happens at the heat of the moment. So it's not necessary that you have to be good or bad to do something. Really. So it's just the mind of the killer. What runs through your head, how you're thinking, how you would just want to do something really bad to a person. So I just pen it down. Instead of killing somebody, I'll pen it down.
Nice. And damn, Skewered Suar.
Hard.
Alright. So, you've in the past, Gurdip been very vocal about the lack of support that grindcore or death grind receives in India, especially, and how it's not acknowledged. Obviously, that has changed over the years. I mean, a good example would be the response you got at the recently the Control Alt Delete show,
Yeah.
and it's come to a point where there are bands across the country, doing the slams and the chops. I mean, I saw bands in Pune recently,
Oh,
and and it's all. I mean,
Good man.
copyright करना चाहिए था.
it kind of reminds me of Gutslit. And how does it feel to have kind of reached this far and sort of? I mean, you're almost mainstream, I would say.
Oh, no.
Like
See,
I mean, I see Zignima and Providence fans at Gutslit shows doing the slam chops. I see that same adulation across the
Yeah.
country. So how does it feel to
the
have?
best part was building your own crowd. For us, like 7 years back, as I told you, standing there, this next song is a cover by Dying Fetus. What? Half of them didn't even know what the whole scene is about. So it is like we've built our own crowd. That is like one thing I'm really proud of. Like, and even Daniel was really proud of. Like we have a set of people who are like into the music because of Gutslit. So like wow, that is good. But then again, like the crowd when we go abroad and see abroad, like they are.
Yeah.
They are like wow, like you've grown up listening to that kind of music. So here in India, it's growing. I won't say it's a mainstream.
Yeah, the public has-
Yeah, but I'm really happy, and it's really nice to know that you went to a show in Pune and you saw slam chops and all. That's Yay.
So, a couple of years ago, you had actually, with Gutslit, gone to Southeast Asia and
Yeah.
played an international metal festival there.
yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about that experience?
I think so. 2009, we were the first metal band, I think so, to go abroad, which was not like acknowledged by anybody. They still don't believe it. They don't acknowledge. They're like, "Arey, bullshit." But ठीक है, 2009 we were the first Indian metal band like from Bombay playing death grind to go abroad. We played that time. The same scene happened. Nandi was like we were playing with Abhishek, Nikhil, Nanal, and me. Like we four were there. Nandi had passport issues, couldn't manage to get his passport in time, which is still weird. So we were like, we've taken the show. We have to either go or we don't go and just do. So we like called up Hamza. We were like, we need the drum track. We had the drum track from before. We need to 1 or 2 more songs and all. Let's quickly nail them. Nandi also helped us on like 1 or 2 tracks that he can like program drums. So we got him like down, did it again, flew off to Southeast Asia, booked our tickets last minute. We were like, we are going. So when they played with Putrid Pile and the Thailand bands, who we met up in Obscene Extreme after like so many years. So that was like a brilliant show, man. And what a show. Packed house, packed to the brim. There is no place to breathe. To even see a band, they actually like instead of stage dive, they're jumping from behind and they're trying to like come ahead from top of people. So yeah, it was a brilliant show, man.
That's quite crazy. And obviously speaking of going abroad, probably this would help a lot of young bands. How does it work? How does a band get a show abroad? Who pays for the tickets? How do you make it work?
See, you know it yourself too. Basic thing, record your music properly. I doubt even you would defer your thoughts on that. You have to record your music properly. Record it like at a nice studio. Try to get your live drums going in or whatever you can manage in your budget. Like even we couldn't afford live drums for a full length. Get that going. Try to get a label which supports your music. Don't just like record something. I'm gonna approach Nuclear Blast. I'm gonna approach Universal and they will do it. No, why will they do it? Like who are you? Like you have to get it out properly. If not, release it yourself. Save some money. Like do it. And once you're doing that, try to spread it out around. Try to play shows here and there, like get known. If your music is actually worth it, approach the festivals who support your music. Like for us, like approaching Wacken wouldn't have made any sense. Like till now, I've not even bothered like mailing Wacken because it doesn't make any sense. It's not our kind of music. Obscene Extreme is our home ground. Like we had to go there. So it was really like we were really lucky and honored to play there. So approach the organizers. They're very friendly. Even they all have their email IDs. Send them your music by email or by courier or post or whatever. If they like your stuff, they will offer you a slot or however it works out. Then again comes the financial parts. There are 2-3 options. If you're really that good and worth it, they will even help you come abroad. If you're just starting out, they're still supporting you, giving you a slot. They might help you out with stay, food, or whatever they can offer. Try building a few shows around here and there. Earn money out of merch. Earn money out of chota mota shows here and there. Build an alliance and all. Try to trade some stuff here and there. That's how it works. It's a slow and steady process. But it's a very concrete foundation and you have to stick to your music. That is one thing, because the people there, if they love you, they will listen to every single song you've made and they will note down everything whatever you've done. And they don't do it purposely. It's just there. They just love music so much. So if you do like one commercial stuff and you do like one bullshit stuff and you do one something out of the genre, hey, we are experimenting, then you're gonna be experimenting in your own home. Then nobody's gonna bother listening to you. You have to stick to what you're doing, and you're gonna build that kind of a crowd also.
Do you guys have any funny incidents that happened on tour? Any stories?
As you said, whatever happens in Amsterdam stays in Amsterdam, so we can't share.
What about the
Sorry.
rest of your tour?
Sorry.
There was this one mad scene, like I was saying that these guys are metal, like they follow this shit like completely, like at that feast indoor festival. So I was just, Immolation was playing inside and Immolation is killing it, and I was out, I just came out because I wanted to get something to drink or something. I came out and I was talking to Gino, one guy, Gino.
Tell them about
He's
Gino.
like Gino party washer. So I was like, me and Barve were there, and Barve is like, and you're going in for Immolation, killing it. They're not grindcore. I'm not going to listen to
They're
them.
damn particular.
And this is
And-
for Immolation.
And
So,
I don't blame them.
it's
See,
funny as hell.
they have their own liking. They're there for some band. Some people have their own liking. So yeah.
Yeah, but lot of funny shit.
The-
Like
the-
people are walking around naked and just with their dicks in their hands, and girls are walking around like completely
Bondage. And then another thing,
Yeah.
that party thing that happened after that feast also.
Yeah.
Like the show is over for the day. Like another day is like tomorrow. So what do? You go to the campsite and there's I'm a Barbie girl playing and we're all dancing to it. And there are like
So a
those
lot of fun.
flashlights happening and people
Lot
are
of
drinking.
Random funny moments, but
No funny incidents as such.
incidents.
But
I
one-
don't remember.
But there were a lot of good incidents of like meeting a lot of good people. Like we didn't meet a single one who came up to us and like like fuck, you're from India, like fuck off. They were in fact actually surprised, like
Oh,
wow.
yeah, one guy screamed Taliban. And so, Gurdip. So that was a good scene.
But the turban helped actually.
Nice, yeah. So what does the future hold for Gutslit now? New album,
Future-
new tours. What's in the works?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah, new album is what we working
See,
on.
we are trying our best to do it, like as good as possible, and as not like I won't say as fast as possible, but as good as possible. So whatever time is gonna take is gonna take, because we have to understand that Pratik has a college, he like studies, he has his job, I have like my job, like everybody have their own thing to do. But yes, like everything is happening. We are planning again to go back to Europe because we have to go back to Europe. As you said, you've tasted blood, so you have to go again.
Yes.
So everything is happening. It's just in the pipeline.
Nice. So on that note, are you guys ready to taste the Skewered Suar?
Yes.
Let's go get that Skewered Suar. Or should it be like this?
Oh yes.
Okay, guys. So here it is, the Skewered Suar. Please help yourself. Begin. You want me to serve you a
Yeah,
skewer
thank you.
each?
Bon appetit.
I'll take two each.
It looks really good though.
Thank you. Go for it.
Tu bhi khana?
I watch while you all eat.
So give me that. Wow.
That's
That's
why I
so
gave
good.
you a plate.
That's really good.
How often can we do this?
We can do this regularly. You could do this the next barbecue. Metal barbecue.
Wow, this is really nice, sir.
Thank you.
Blast.
Blast. So there you have it. Gutslit have given the thumbs up to the Skewered Suar, and we'll see you on the next episode of Headbanger's Kitchen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for coming on.
So yeah, whoever wants to have this or his
good.
incredible like bacon bombs or the
Release an album
pizza.
and come on the show.
No, but amazing food, man. Call him.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. When a band comes on stage, by the time they're setting up, they had something or the other happening. Like they were playing weird disco stuff, 70s, 80s stuff and all. So they were playing like 70s, 80s stuff and all. So we were like there on the first day and we were like, yeah, we should do something different, man. And like, suddenly somebody like, let's play some Punjabi MC track while we're setting up. So we actually played one Punjabi MC track and people are dancing on that too. Like, and imagine you're having a grind fest from 10 in the morning to 3 in the night. What do people do after 3 in the night? Maybe drink or like take a shot or sleep. No, you will have a 70s disco party at the camps. They'll get LED lights, they will put the headlights on of the cars and you're dancing. And you're dancing on weird as like I'm a Barbie girl and all. Like,
That's not 70s.
it's not 70s. So you have that also and then you go to the disco like, life. It was brilliant, man. It was like, wow. So this is what I made for Sahil and the crew at Headbanger's Kitchen. Like it's just a way to say thank you for this wonderful interview and the food he's gonna make for me.
Thank you, Gurdip. What is this though?
So this is a spatchcock chicken, basically which is flattened out. You remove the spine, so you get a lot of surface area to cook at one go. And what I did was I serrated it, and I have put a slice of prime bacon in each of the serrations here. And to go with it is one of the things that I love to make are mushrooms. So you can call it like the signature dish you were asking for. So but this time what I did, for the love of food that these guys have and meat, so I put a piece of bacon in every single one of those mushrooms.
Damn.
And I've put in garlic and I've put in herbs, and I've lined it up with nice rosemary all over on a bed of mushroom.
That looks good, man. So we'll put this also in the oven
Oh yes.
and we'll taste this soon.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so Gurdip has cooked up this delicious looking chicken and I'm going to taste it now. Gurdip, will you do the honors?
Yes, please.
That's for me.
Yes, with some bacon.
Oh, bacon. Bacon and chicken. Oh, dude, that's delicious. The chicken is moist and juicy.
It's hot. Didn't you try some mushrooms?
Oh, mushrooms. Not the drugs, people. This good old fresh
Bacon
mushrooms.
stuffed mushrooms.
Stuff home. Food heaven. We'll see you on the next episode of, I don't know what to call this episode of Headbanger Kitchen next time. Good.